Welcome to another Flat Earth Thursday. Today we are going to take a look at the 7 flights that prove that the Earth is flat.
Let's go ahead and get started with our countdown, starting from number 7. Number 7. Commercial flights from Argentina to India flying over Africa with a stopover anywhere below the equator. Now, one thing that you will never see is one flight from Buenos Aires or anywhere in South America, Montevideo, São Paulo, towards New Delhi in India with a stopover in Africa. Especially if it's below the equator. You're never gonna see anything like that. Or even in north of Africa, you're not gonna see.
The first flight is Buenos Aires to India, specifically with a stopover in Africa. His first claim is that it will never stop in the southern part of Africa, but then he also says that it will never stop in the northern part of Africa either. I was watching a different video that was similar, talking about impossible flights, and he brought up this flight tracker. So I'm going to use this tool, knowing that this is something that flat earthers use to verify flights as they fly over the flat earth. At the time that I was looking at this, I found this flight from Addis Ababa to Sao Paulo, Brazil. It is not specifically Buenos Aires to India, but it does follow that exact path with a stopover in North Africa, which this person said would never happen. If I'm reading this side panel correctly, the flight will take about 11 hours. This is a verifiable time by the people on board. This is not something that they can just lie about and hope no one checks. There are people on board this flight.
Direct commercial flights from Wellington, New Zealand to Johannesburg in South Africa.
Flight number 2 is Wellington, New Zealand to Johannesburg, South Africa. I'm going to point out what he is doing and why we can't find any flights for these places. It is because he is choosing some of these smaller airports that when you look up, they have no direct flights to them. What I did find was Johannesburg, South Africa to Singapore, which, on a flat earth, also doesn't make sense just as much as Wellington, New Zealand to Johannesburg, South Africa. Both are impossible distances, and he is purposely not choosing these flights because he knows it proves him wrong, but he's showing you these other flights that don't exist and saying that that is proof that the Earth is not round.
Direct commercial flights between Sydney, Australia to Lima, Peru. Now this is one flight that I really would like to see.
Again, he's chosen Lima, Peru as his example because it is a smaller airport, but he's using the fact that Lima, Peru is a popular tourist destination to prove why everyone wants to fly there. But I have chosen a similar flight from New Zealand to Peru. This is something that is also not possible on a flat earth because those two destinations are very far apart. It's not specifically Sydney to Lima, but it does have the same effect and proves the Earth is round. In fact, in his picture of Sydney to Lima, we can draw a line straight from New Zealand to Chile, and it follows almost the exact same path. Now he's showing a graphic of the flat Earth from Sydney to Lima. Let's draw a line from New Zealand to Chile. Notice the distance is almost as far as the entire flight from Sydney to Lima without stopping in Los Angeles. This flight would take hours longer on a flat Earth. His next 2 flights are basically the same flight going from New Zealand to Lima, Peru. Now we've shown that this actually does happen. He's just chosen Lima, Peru as a place that no one flies to straight from Australia. But we do see that there are flights from New Zealand to Chile, which is the same distance, going the same route.
Direct commercial flights between Montevideo in Uruguay to Perth in Australia. The distance 7,784 miles in theory.
This next flight I will give to him. He wants a flight that is going directly from Uruguay to Australia, and he wants it to fly over the pole. The problem with this is that most airlines have a policy to never fly more than a certain distance away from a major airport that they can make an emergency landing on. And his last one, again, is from Auckland. Antarctica is basically a black hole. Auckland is another one of those small airports, meaning that there are no runways for them to land on. But we can see that there is a similar and if a plane has to make an emergency landing in Antarctica, this flight is a very common one, and in fact it's so common and they made a TV show about it. Maybe you've heard about it. So yes, so far he has found one flight that will not happen. There is a 747 pilot who is organizing that exact flight. He's going to make this exact flight over the pole. His name is Kelsey, and you can find his YouTube at 74 Gear. I will link it in the description below.
Direct commercial flights between Auckland, New Zealand to Mexico City.
And his last one, again, is from Auckland to Mexico City. Auckland is another one of those small airports that not very many planes fly out of. But we can see that there is a similar flight from Sydney to Los Angeles. This flight is a very common one, and in fact it's so common that they made a TV show about it. Maybe you've heard about it. That's it for another Flat Earth Thursday. Let me know in the comments below if you think that these flights prove or disprove the flat Earth. And if there is any video that you would like me to take a look at, link them in your comment and I will take a look. And come back Tuesday for another TikTok Tuesday, where I look at some of the sciences put forth on the TikTok app.